This is 8/3/24.
Yes.
August 3rd, 2024. Welcome to the first Pan-Africanism 101 class. Today we're supposed to have at least 3 students, but we only have 2. But I'm a firm believer that numbers doesn't make a class. You can have 100 people, and then all 100 people leave, and they ain't learn a damn thing what was true. Want to pursue higher education. And in African system of African culture, we all want to look, wear the best of clothes, have the best of bling bling,
Yeah.
But material things can only get you but so far. And when a beautiful woman comes across our path, beauty can only last but so long if she ain't got nothing upstairs. The same thing with men. If a handsome man come across your path, Alice, and you say, oh, he's handsome, he cute, but he ain't got nothing upstairs, that relationship will not last. It will be like building on quicksand. Okay, so I'm taking the initiative to put aside and set aside 2 hours on Saturdays so that I can teach the youth about Pan-Africanism 101. I've sent the book you're supposed to read in your WhatsApp. You're supposed to be on WhatsApp. Everybody in the class have to have a smartphone. You have to have Google Notes. And you have to have WhatsApp. You have to be on WhatsApp. Because all of this will be posted in your WhatsApp platform, in your box.
Yeah.
Now, I know none of you have read the Preliminary Challenge, which is the book that I sent into your WhatsApp. Next Saturday, chapter 1 of that book, you're supposed to read.
Okay.
Africa, the Preliminary Challenge. Is actually African Historiography, the Preliminary Challenge. Now, most of you probably don't know what Pan-Africanism is or what Pan-Africanism means. Franklin, do you know what Pan-Africanism is?
No.
What about you, Alice?
I get no idea on it.
Okay. But who've heard of Pan-Africanism? Who've heard people say, oh, we are Pan-Africanists? Okay.
I want to hear from you.
Okay, all right. So Pan-Africanism is the concept that all African people, whether you're born in Africa, whether you're born in America, whether you're born in the Caribbean, whether you're born in Europe, that all African people have a common history and a common heritage. And that because we have a common history and heritage, that African people globally are one people, and that we belong to Africa. That Africa is our home. And that African people and African youth, irregardless of where they are, the continent of Africa is their home. Why do we need Pan-Africanism? Why is it important that we have Pan-Africanism? Anybody? Question number 2. Why do we need Pan-Africanism? Okay, suppose a foreign nation decided to attack Liberia, where we live in. And Liberia military is less than 3,000 people. Our military. It's less than 3,000 people. Can Liberia defend herself against a foreign big nation, let's say China or Russia or America or Great Britain? Can we defend ourselves?
No.
No. Why? Because we don't have the military might nor the military industrial complex to do any of that.
Yeah.
Now, but if we are Pan-Africanists, that means my grandfather used to say, you touch one, you touch all. If somebody touch Alice, oh, you touching my daughter, you touching my Jew. Oh, Frankie, go beat that man. Or John, go beat that man. Why? Because they're touching Alice. You touch one, you touch all. Pan-Africanism is similar. If somebody attacks Liberia, right, will Ghana come to our aid? Will Ivory Coast come to our aid? Will Guinea come to our aid? And this is why we formed ECOWAS, the Economic Community of West African States, so that those West African countries, right, bond together as one family, as one group, as one entity. So that if anybody aggress against one country in the ECOWAS, the rest of the other countries will stand and mobilize the resources to defend that African country, or to protect that African country, or to assist that African country. Okay. Theoretically, that's what ECOWAS is supposed to do, but in actuality, we far from it. In actuality, we're far from that. Take America for example. There are 50 states in America. If somebody says, oh, I'm going to go attack the United States, and they touch just one of those 50 states, the rest of the 49 states will mobilize their military and resources to defend the United States against that aggressor. That's not the case in Africa. It's not the case in Africa. And Africa has to come to that realization and that understanding that the 52 states or countries in Africa must become as one family. They must be able to defend us just like the United States does. Third question, what is PAUM? PAUM, the acronym stands for Pan-African Unification Movement. PAUM, Pan-African Unification Movement. If we are all Pan-Africanists, then if me, Alice, Frankie decide, oh, tomorrow we want to go and visit Ghana, none of us should be going to the embassy of Ghana to say, oh, we're going to buy a visa or we have to pay for visa. No. Why? Because we're all one. We're all one people, one family. Sure. So all we need to do is to pay the plane ticket or pay the bus ticket, get on the bus, take your ECOWAS passport, and then go straight to Ghana. Or go to Ivory Coast. Or go to Guinea. And if you want to live there, then you're free to do so. You should be free to do so. Just because you're only born in Liberia don't mean that the path for you is restricted to only Liberia. God may say, oh, your blessing is in Ghana, or your blessing is in South Africa, or your blessing is in Guinea, or your blessing is in Ivory Coast. And so at some point, the West African states, ECOWAS, decided, okay, anybody can travel throughout West Africa. If you're born in any of those ECOWAS nations, all you need is your passport, and you can go. You don't have to pay for visa anymore. You can go to Ghana, you can go to Senegal, you can go to Sierra Leone, etc. And you can live there, but you have to pay for immigrant. You have to pay some kind of fees for residency, to be a resident of that country. which is another hurdle that we have to jump through, because if we believe in Pan-Africanism, then I shouldn't have to, if somebody from Ghana come to Liberia and they want to live in Liberia, they shouldn't have to go pay for residency to live in Liberia. This is what Pan-Africanism advocates. That we break down the barriers that divide us. Right here in Liberia, we haven't even learned since 1847, oh, the Pele people don't like the Kisi. The Kisi don't like the Loma. The Loma don't like the Lofians. The Lofians don't like the etc., etc., etc. And it's built on ignorance. It's built on ignorance. Tribalism is built on ignorance. And it's part of what Satan uses. Satanic beings use it to help divide us. Alice, what's your tribe?
Loma.
Loma. Franklin, what's your tribe?
Loma.
Okay. I'm Pele Loma. Man, maybe we all here because we got some connection to the Loma.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but it shouldn't. If a kissy man come here, you should be able to feel free.
Yes.
If crime man come in here, you should be able to feel free.
Bunny man.
Yeah, bunny man. Yeah, because we're all Liberians. And Pan-Africanism preaches that we are all one people, right? Mm-hmm. Define the terms: Afrocentricity, cultural erasure, decolonization, misinformation, and cultural heritage. That's your homework. Define the following term: Afrocentricity, cultural erasure, decolonization, misinformation, and cultural heritage. Every one of these terms is in that book. So next Saturday when you come, these are the questions I will be expecting y'all to know, right? Mm-hmm. Number 5, what is the OAU? The OAU stands for Organization of African Unity. Today, the OAU is called the AU. There's no O anymore. It's now called the AU, which is the African Union. In Europe, they have the European Union. In Africa, we have now the African Union. And the African Union is supposed to be spearheading this Pan-Africanism and to unite the continent of Africa.